Sweet, there we go. All right, we're on it. Lake Windmere. Back up a little bit higher though. I want to do this at 500 feet. I mean, we've got all the way down to 200 feet. We could do that. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We're back at it, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and today we've got a good flight for you. We're going to be departing Lakenheath in the F-15E Strike Eagle for the 494th Fighter Squadron, flying up to the Lake Country, flying a low level that I've based on a real life low level flown by a Typhoon, and then we'll return back to Lakenheath. So should be a lot of fun. Here's our beautiful birds sitting here at Lakenheath with the freeware Lakenheath add-on scenery as well. Looks amazing, right? Like, it looks a lot like Lakenheath. I've never been there, but from pictures and stuff that I've seen, it looks a lot like it. All right, anyway, let's double check a few things with our plane. Check our flight controls, rudders. There we go. Let's get speed brake out, speed brake back in. All right, I think we're good to go. Let's go ahead and hop in the airplane and get rolling. We'll get track hour going. There we go. That looks good. All right. Open throttle, knock the brakes off. I'm excited about this one. I think this is going to be an awesome flight if the weather holds out for us. The weather is going to be the only thing. I've looked at it in Sky Vector, and you know, it's better here than what it's saying in Sky Vector. Sky Vector is saying Lakenheath should be overcast right now. More towards the Lake Country, it clears up, so I don't know. You never know what to expect, right? Come on, you need to move. Needs a lot of throttle to get the moving on this pad here. There we go. All right, we'll get up here on the runway and get right at it. There we go. Beautiful day. Definitely a lot better than what I was expecting. Who knows? We could get up to the Lake Country, and even though the sim says it's supposed to be, or Sky Vector says it's supposed to be pretty at the Lake Country, it could very well be messy. You don't know, and that kind of uncertainty is one of the parts of the sim that I really dislike. All right, we're lined up, ready to go. Open the throttle. We're doing the 24 Victor departure as a VFR departure to the northwest for an IFR pickup. Little wind here, a little bit. All right, let's go ahead, get airborne. There we go. We're off. Gear up, flaps up. We gotta stay below 1,000 feet till turning out. We'll climb out at 300. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and turn towards 295 degrees. And we'll go ahead for Black Dyke if we can pick it out. I always have a hard time finding that waypoint. We have to cross Black Dyke at 1,500 feet.
Did you hear my last transmission?
Yes, I heard you, but we do not want to talk to you. There we go. Now let's go ahead and start climbing towards 1,500 feet here. Beautiful, beautiful day though, man. I'm really impressed.
Drag 11 acknowledged. Last transmission.
Our flight for today is going to be drag 11. Oh, we went through it. I wasn't paying attention. We went through our altitude. Back down, just a tad. Been 15. All right, there's Black Dyke. So we found it right there. That little farm right there is going to be Black Dyke.
Drag 11, did you copy?
We busted our altitude a tad, but that's all right. All right, let's go ahead and turn on course. We'll start climbing out. Yeah, we'll say we've got our VFR pickup, or I mean our IFR pickup.
radar
Just
service.
disregard that. Disregard that. We've got our IFR. We're good to go.
Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
So at this point, we head direct a Vortac called Lee. And after Lee, we'll head direct to our entry point for our low level. Pretty cut and dry. We'll probably skip a lot of this cruise part out and just get right to the low level. All right, we're just now coming up on the Lee Vortac. It's at, I think RF Lemming is here, if that's how I pronounce it. Lemming. I think it's Lemming. Surely it's not Lemming. It's Lemming, I think. Anyway, we're going to cross that point. There you go. You see it down below right now in our jelly. There's the base, and then we'll turn to the west and we'll get ready to pick up our low level. Our low level will start at the southern part of Lake Windmere and we'll head north to Ambleside, and then we'll head to the west towards Little Langdale, Beckfoot, Eskdale that way, and then we'll cut back to the northeast over Wast Water. Let's see, through Gatesgarth, and finally come off the route at Crummock Water. So it should be a good route to fly. This is, like I said, this is actually based on a real life Typhoon route. So I saw there's a video on YouTube of a Typhoon flying that low level, and he was nice enough to label all the landmarks that he flew over, or a lot of them. So going back and watching that video and looking at a map, I was able to piece together pretty much exactly where they were. So it should be cool. Should be a cool trip. Let's go ahead and hop back in the plane, and let's go ahead and start letting down. Take the autopilot off. There we go. And we'll start pulling the speed back. There we go. And let's get track hour going again as well. All right, that's better. Very nice. Man, the weather is beautiful up here, right? Like, this is way better than I ever anticipated. I don't think you can ever like truly tell what the English weather is going to do. So it's definitely forwarding to me. Like, I always associate rain and overcast with the English weather. But gorgeous day. The more that I've flown out of Lakenheath here, doing these missions, these flights, the more I've realized that they do have some just absolutely beautiful flying weather. All right, our entry point into point A, we're 38 miles out, so yeah, we need to go on and get down. Looks like it's going to be the town of Kendall right there, if I'm reading that correctly, on a little nav map. All right, showing us 7 out. Circle back around a little bit more. All right, there's the southern tip of Lake Windmere. We'll need to lose some more altitude. All right, we'll start increasing 450 knots, 3,000 above. Let's go ahead and start turning in. Got this rise right here, we'll cross over. Of course, we lose our HUD data in the haze. There we go. All right, now I think we're on track. 3,000 feet. Go ahead and trim the plane down just a tad. A little better. Sweet, there we go. All right, we're on it. Lake Windmere. Back up a little bit higher though. I want to do this at 500 feet. I mean, we've got all the way down to 200 feet. We could do that. Bring her down a little bit more. Got little boats in the texture. A lot of people go boating and canoeing and stuff on Lake Windermere. I talk like I've been there. I've never been there. This is just all stuff that I've seen on YouTube. YouTube's a great wealth of knowledge, right? All right, we've got a valley to go through. And I'm honestly not like 100% certain here. It's right through here. That's the hard part about it. If you're not familiar with the routes, then you don't know which way to cut your path. I think this is good right here, maybe. I think we're actually off track a little bit. Need to drop down in this valley right here. It's tough. This is one of the tougher parts of it. It really just is, like trying to figure this stuff out. There we go. Now I think we're on track. Yeah, when you don't know where you're going, it's a lot tougher. A lot tougher for sure. I don't know the countryside, the lay of the land. All right, here we go. Now I think we're on track a little bit here. There we go, West Lake, or not West, Wasp Lake, is Wasp Water, is that what that's called? It keeps zooming in on me. It keeps zooming in. All right, this is our next point. Chromic water. There we go. This is basically going to be the end of the low level. It's very quick. It's not very far at all. There we go. We're back off. It's such a quick route. We may do it again. We may run it again. The first time is just to warm up to figure out kind of where we're going with the train. There's Lake Windmere. We'll try to, we'll see about picking it up again. All right, let's go ahead and see about dropping back into Lake Windmere. We'll pick it up again. There we go. Now we're back on it. Look, 450 knots, 500 feet. And this first steer point is going to be the toughest one. There's like one little narrow valley we got to shoot, and it's hard. It's really super hard to pick out. Like it really just is. I have a hard time picking that thing out. All right, the topo map up on a little nav map. Maybe that'll help us figure it out just a tad. All right, there's the hill, Ambleside. And then turn back. Right here, is it this little valley right here? It may be, maybe it's this. No, it's not. It's maybe right here. Get to cut back. All right, this is it. Yes, this is it right here. This is the valley we're supposed to go down. There we go. All right. Over this peak here. Back down in this valley. Power back. There, we get a little fast. That's all right though. That'll make up for the points that were slow. Go for here. This for a bit around this little point here, and I think this will be our steer point to the northeast. Go ahead and give it more power. Turn it. There we go. There's our lake. Yes. Okay. Sweet. All right. We've kind of got it figured out a little bit. It's just a really incredibly quick route. It's not very long at all. Beautiful countryside though. Man, it's just absolutely gorgeous. Crossover between these two peaks here. Low. Back down. There we go. There's our lake. All right, let's go ahead and climb out. Climb out and head home. So at this point, they'd come off the route and then they'd get an IFR pickup back to base. The pilot that I knew that flew the B-1, if I remember correctly, he told me a lot of times they would try to get above 10,000 feet as quick as they could and then call for an IFR pickup. That way they didn't have to worry about the low-level VFR traffic. All right, let's go ahead and make a turn. Back on course. We'll say we've got our IFR pickup. We'll head back towards Lee. We'll head direct Lee and then back to Point Charlie at Lake and Heath, and then we'll do probably the Charlie to downwind arrival, and then land, and that's basically it. Like, it's not a lot to it. The hardest part of this entire flight is just figuring out what valleys you're supposed to run through. Which, like I said, with it being a low-flying area and it's open, the entirety of it is open, you can pretty much fly any way you want. As long as you get from point A to point B, it really doesn't matter that much. But there were like specific areas that I was trying to hit for that low level. All right, we're back. We're heading for Black Dyke. We're heading for 2,000 feet for Black Dyke. That's about 300 knots, give or take. And we're looking out for that that landmark. It's gonna be really hard to pick out. Not easy. The English countryside out here is not easy to pick certain points out. We have to cross Black Dyke at or above 2,000 feet. And we'll actually cross the field. I think, if I remember reading it correctly, you cross the field at 2,000 feet and then descend to pattern altitude and turn downwind. So this isn't going to be like your traditional overhead. A little bit low. Come her up some. Get her speed up as well. Lot to do. It really is. It's incredibly challenging because you're trying to maintain your speed, you're trying to maintain your altitude, and you're trying to look for these landmarks and waypoints and make sure that you're on course as well. It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff to do. And you're like constantly trimming the airplane, and I think, all right, I see Black Dyke now. There we go, and I see Lake and Heath. There we go. All right. There's Black Dyke right off the nose. Lake and Heath, 12 o'clock. I don't know how often like they do this type of approach. It's called Charlie to downwind. I don't know. They may not do this at all. This may just be some kind of published weirdness or something, but what we're doing. I'd really like to know like what exactly is their most common approach. Do they do IP direct? you know, enter at Bravo, Delta, or Charlie, or, you know, exactly like what exactly do they do? 300 knots, we're about to fly over 2,000 feet. Cool area, right? Absolutely gorgeous. Milton Hall is going to be right over there. Have to be aware of it. Full power back because we got a lot of speed to bleed off once we pass over. There we go. All right, let's turn downwind and descend to 1500. All right, we're at 15, probably a hair below. Can't see my speed. That's one of the bigger downsides of this plane is that you can't read all the HUD data all the time. All right, let's go ahead and get gear down. Full flaps, shoot for 170 knots. We're just gonna want a balloon on us with the flaps down. More power. Here we go, got the runway in sight. This is where track hour really comes in handy. I think we extended our downwind a little bit, but that's all right. We'll have to dogleg her just a tad. I wish I could see that speed. You can see it on the lower right MFD, but it's kind of like when you're watching where you're trying to land and looking at that at the same time, it's kind of a pain. A little bit low. Bumpy. All right, get our speed brake out. Full power back. A little bit of a bounce there. Yeah, a little bit. It's all right, we made it. A bit of a crosswind. All right, let's get our speed brake back in. Not the prettiest, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Beggars can't be choosy, right? A little windy here. A little bit. I mean, that's not horrible, but this airplane is a little challenging. At least for me, it's a little challenging to land in a crosswind. We'll have to, we'll take her up sometime and do some low approaches and stuff like that. Pattern work, maybe. You'll see F-15s or F-16s doing a great deal of touch and goes. I think they minimize that to reduce wear and tear on the airframe, but you do see them do a lot of low approaches. There are videos of them doing touch and goes, but most of them are like flight testing brand new aircraft and stuff like that. But all right, we'll clear the runway here and call it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please remember to like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave a comment. Give me some suggestions for some other low-fly areas in the UK. We'll definitely do that. Looking maybe to go back to Mach Loop at some point. Do some more flying in the Lake Country. I would like to get really familiar with those routes. Mach Loop I know fairly well. Lake Country, there's lots of different ways you could go through there. There's no really right or wrong. I just kind of like to get more familiar with the area in general. Anyway, with all that said, we'll catch you guys in the sky next time. Peace.